our news editor, Leanne Jansen, with us. Morning.
Top of the morning to you.
Same to you, ma'am. What are we looking at this week?
So today we end our crime, justice, failed by the justice system kind of theme for May. And just recently, Nigerian televangelist Timothy Omotoso was acquitted, right? That left scores of victims, alleged victims, without any justice. So we're looking at the Omotoso trial versus the Shrien Dewani trial.
Yeah.
That we'd remember had taken place here some 15 years ago when Anni Dewani was killed in Gugulethu. Now, I spent 4 years, and when I mean 4 years...
Become an expert on the subject.
For 4 years on the Shrien Dewani story.
And you broke that story, Leanne.
Well, I didn't break it per se, but I was...
You owned it.
We can safely say that I owned it, and I became the international face of the story, if we can put it that way. So in this piece, we speak with Anni's uncle, Ashok Indocha. They were in the country a few years ago when I was out of the media, and I went to meet with them because it was just before Zola Tongo, who was the shuttle taxi driver, was paroled. Well, it was one of his attempts at parole, which had then failed. He is now out on parole. And finally, after 15 years of trying, one of his family members has spoken with me. So his aunt, Primrose, also features in Heart Matters today. But, you know, it's cold comfort for everybody. Wow. He's now out on parole. Only one person remains in prison, Mziwa Madoda Kwabe. You'd remember that Holy Lemgeni had died in prison. So for the Hindochas, he's out on parole now. Some people had gone to sit in prison, and he's not back. And the state was not able to convict her husband, Shrien, who, by all accounts, seemingly had a hand in her murder here.
And it's you know, there's the concept of justice, but then there's also failed justice. And I know the judge in the Omotoso case was scathing of the NPA and the level of investigative work that had been done that was unable to lead to a prosecution in, as you say, a raft of cases.
Yeah, and so too was Judge Jeanette Traverso in the Dewani matter, saying that the state did not prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. In the Omotoso trial, the judge said that the state, the prosecutors, questioning of the witnesses was so poor that there's no way that she could have found him guilty on good authority, you know? So whether you have heaps of evidence, and as shocking as the evidence may be, if the state cannot prove it beyond reasonable doubt, then the onus is on the judge to acquit them.
All right, there we go. These are weighty matters. Leanne and the team start breaking it down for us. It's already in our news bulletins, but you'll get the full might of it as part of Heart Matters that goes live on air at 12 o'clock, and you'll also then find it on our socials.